Let's start with the truth about what happens inside the body after 50. Your body is an incredibly complex machine. And like any machine, it needs the right fuel, the right maintenance, and the right environment to keep running smoothly. But here's what happens as we age. And I want you to pay close attention here, because these changes are so gradual, so quiet, that most people don't notice them until they've already become daily struggles. The digestive system begins to slow down. When you were younger, your body produced more digestive enzymes, more stomach acid. Your gut lining was healthier and more efficient. But after 50, enzyme production naturally starts to decrease. The gut lining becomes a little thinner, and what used to digest easily now takes longer, creates more gas, more discomfort, more bloating. Have you noticed that foods you used to eat without any problem now leave you feeling heavy or uncomfortable? That's not imagination. That's a real biological shift happening inside your digestive system. The body's inflammation levels start to rise. This is one of the most important things to understand about aging. Doctors call it inflammaging, a combination of inflammation and aging. As we get older, the immune system can become overactive, producing low-grade chronic inflammation. This kind of inflammation is not like the swelling you see after an injury. You can't feel it directly. But it quietly damages tissues, slows down recovery, affects your mood, your energy, your joints, and even your brain function over time. Research has consistently linked chronic low-grade inflammation to many of the most common conditions people experience after 50. Fatigue, joint stiffness, poor sleep, and even cognitive decline. Energy levels drop, and not just because of age. Your cells produce energy inside tiny structures called mitochondria. Think of mitochondria as the power plants of your body. After 50, mitochondrial function naturally starts to decline. The power plants become a little less efficient. But here's what most people don't know. Mitochondrial health is directly influenced by the nutrients you consume. Certain minerals, certain fats, certain antioxidants can actually support and even improve how your cells produce energy. Without those nutrients, your body's power plants run on low fuel, and you feel it. In every afternoon slump, in every morning that feels like climbing a mountain just to get out of bed. Sleep becomes lighter and less restorative. Deep sleep, the stage where your body repairs tissue, consolidates memory, and balances hormones, becomes harder to achieve as we age. Levels of melatonin, the hormone that signals sleep, naturally decline. The body spends less time in deep sleep and more time in lighter stages. This means even if you're in bed for 8 hours, you might wake up feeling like you barely slept. Sound familiar? Recovery takes longer. A cold that used to pass in 2 days now takes a week. A sore muscle from a walk takes 3 days to recover instead of 1. Your body's repair systems, your immune response, your tissue regeneration, all slow down. And now the critical part. All of these changes are influenced by what you eat. Modern diets are making every single one of these problems worse. Ultra-processed foods contain artificial additives that disrupt the gut microbiome, the community of bacteria in your digestive system that plays a crucial role in everything from immunity to mood. High sugar intake promotes exactly the kind of chronic inflammation we just talked about. Every time blood sugar spikes and crashes, it triggers an inflammatory response. Low-fiber diets starve the good bacteria in your gut, damage the gut lining over time, and slow digestion even further. In other words, the foods most people eat every day are actively working against the body's natural ability to heal and maintain itself. The good news? You can start changing that. Not with a complicated plan, not with expensive supplements, but with something as simple as a few seeds added to your daily routine. Now let's talk about the seeds themselves, and I want to go deep here, because I want you to understand not just what these seeds do, but why they work. We're talking about 5 seeds: chia, flax, pumpkin, sunflower, and sesame. These are not exotic superfoods available only in specialty stores. These are foods that have been eaten by human beings for thousands of years, and your body recognizes them on a cellular level because we evolved alongside them. Fiber, the foundation of gut health. All 5 of these seeds are rich in dietary fiber. And fiber is, without question, one of the most underappreciated nutrients in the modern diet. Soluble fiber dissolves in water and forms a gel-like substance in your digestive tract. This gel slows digestion, which helps regulate blood sugar, reduce cholesterol, and keep you feeling full longer. Insoluble fiber adds bulk to the stool, keeping things moving efficiently, reducing constipation, supporting the removal of waste and toxins. But perhaps most importantly, fiber feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut, your microbiome. And a healthy, diverse microbiome is now understood by scientists to be one of the most powerful predictors of overall health. When your gut bacteria are well-fed and thriving, they produce compounds called short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation, strengthen the gut lining, support immune function, and even produce neurotransmitters like serotonin that affect your mood and sleep. Chia seeds alone contain about 10 grams of fiber per ounce. Flax seeds are similarly rich. When you consistently feed your gut this kind of fiber, you will notice a difference in digestion, in bloating, and over time, in energy and mood. Omega-3 fatty acids, fighting inflammation from the inside. Chia seeds and flax seeds are among the best plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically ALA, or alpha-linolenic acid. Omega-3 fatty acids are anti-inflammatory. They work at the cellular level to reduce the production of pro-inflammatory compounds. They support the health of cell membranes, the outer walls of every single cell in your body, making those cells more efficient at receiving nutrients and removing waste. Your brain is approximately 60% fat, and much of that fat needs to come from what you eat. Omega-3s support brain health, reduce the risk of cognitive decline, and have been shown in multiple studies to support better mood and emotional regulation. When you add chia or flax seeds to your daily diet, you are providing your body with the raw materials it needs to fight inflammation, not with a drug, but with a nutrient your body already knows how to use. Magnesium and zinc, the recovery minerals. Pumpkin seeds are one of the richest plant sources of magnesium, and magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the human body. Magnesium supports muscle relaxation, which is why a deficiency is often linked to muscle cramps, tension, and poor sleep. It supports the nervous system, helping to regulate stress responses. It plays a role in energy production at the cellular level, and it supports bone health, which becomes increasingly important after 50. Studies have shown that a significant portion of adults over 50 are deficient in magnesium, largely because modern farming has depleted soil magnesium levels, and processed foods strip it out entirely. Zinc, also found in pumpkin and sesame seeds, is critical for immune function. It supports wound healing, protein synthesis, and DNA repair. When you start eating pumpkin seeds regularly, you are giving your body two of the minerals it most desperately needs, and most commonly, lacks. Vitamin E and antioxidants, protecting your cells. Sunflower seeds are one of the best food sources of vitamin E, one of the body's most powerful fat-soluble antioxidants. Every day, your body produces free radicals, unstable molecules that are a natural byproduct of metabolism, stress, and environmental toxins. These free radicals damage cells, proteins, and DNA, and that damage accumulates in a process called oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is one of the primary drivers of accelerated aging. It damages skin, weakens blood vessels, contributes to chronic inflammation, and can affect everything from vision to cognitive function. Antioxidants, like vitamin E, neutralize free radicals before they can cause damage. They are, quite literally, cellular protection. Sesame seeds, the mineral powerhouse. Sesame seeds are small but extraordinarily nutrient-dense. They contain calcium, important for bone health as bone density naturally declines after 50. They contain iron, important for oxygen transport and energy. They contain B vitamins that support nervous system function. And they contain lignans, plant compounds studied for their potential to support hormonal balance. Sesame seeds also contain sesamin and sesamolin, unique compounds found almost exclusively in sesame that have been studied for their antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Now I want to talk about what actually happens in real life when people start including these seeds consistently in their daily routine. I want to be very clear, these are not overnight transformations, but the changes that happen gradually over weeks and months are real, measurable, and deeply meaningful. More stable energy throughout the day. One of the first things many people notice is that the afternoon energy crash starts to become less severe. That 2 or 3 p.m. slump begins to smooth out. Why? Because the combination of fiber, healthy fats, and protein in these seeds helps stabilize blood sugar. Instead of sharp spikes and crashes from high-sugar meals, your blood glucose stays more even. And when blood sugar is stable, energy is stable. The magnesium from pumpkin seeds also supports mitochondrial function, which means your cells are actually producing energy more efficiently at a biological level. People describe it as, I just feel more even, not hyper, not exhausted, just steady, easier digestion, and reduced bloating. This is often the most noticeable early change. Within the first week or two of consistent seed consumption, many people report that their digestion just feels smoother. The fiber feeds the gut microbiome, which in turn produces compounds that soothe and strengthen the gut lining. The mucilage, the gel-like substance that chia seeds form when soaked, coats the digestive tract, reducing irritation and easing the movement of food through the system. Bloating decreases. Irregularity improves, and there's a general sense of lightness after meals that many people hadn't felt in years. Better sleep quality. Magnesium directly supports the production of GABA, a neurotransmitter that promotes relaxation and sleep. When magnesium levels are low, the nervous system stays in a more activated state, making it harder to wind down. The tryptophan found in sunflower and pumpkin seeds is a precursor to serotonin and melatonin, the exact hormones that regulate your sleep-wake cycle. People who add these seeds to their routine often report falling asleep more easily, staying asleep longer, and waking up feeling more rested, sometimes within 2 to 3 weeks of consistent use. Improved skin and vitality. The omega-3 fatty acids in chia and flax seeds support skin hydration at a cellular level. When your cell membranes are rich in healthy fats, they hold moisture more effectively. The result is skin that looks more hydrated, more plump, and more vibrant. Vitamin E from sunflower seeds protects skin cells from oxidative damage. Many people in their 50s and 60s describe noticing that their skin looks better, more even, more luminous, without changing anything else. Feeling lighter and more active in daily life. Perhaps the most profound benefit is this: people start moving more. Not because they forced themselves, but because they simply started feeling more capable. When digestion improves, when energy stabilizes, when sleep gets better, when inflammation decreases, the natural result is that you feel lighter, more mobile, more motivated. People describe walking more, wanting to cook, being more social, feeling engaged in life in a way they hadn't felt in years. That is what long-term nutritional support looks like. It's not dramatic. It's not overnight. But it is real. Now let's get practical. Because everything we've talked about means nothing if you don't know how to actually include these seeds in your life. And I want to emphasize this: it does not need to be complicated. Complexity is the enemy of consistency. And consistency is everything. Chia seeds, the easiest seed to start with. 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon of chia seeds soaked in water, yogurt, or a smoothie. When chia seeds absorb liquid, they expand and form a gel, soothing to the digestive tract and helpful for staying full longer. Soak them for at least 15 minutes before consuming, or overnight in the refrigerator. Chia pudding, made by mixing chia seeds with plant milk and a little honey, left overnight, is one of the easiest and most nutritious breakfasts you can make. Start with 1 teaspoon per day if you're new to high-fiber foods. Give your digestive system time to adjust. Flax seeds, grind them for maximum benefit. Here is one crucial point about flax seeds. Whole flax seeds often pass through the digestive system undigested. To access their omega-3s and lignans, you need to grind them. You can buy pre-ground flaxseed meal or grind whole seeds in a small coffee or spice grinder at home. Ground flax can be added to oatmeal, yogurt, smoothies, soups, or even baked goods. 1 teaspoon of ground flax per day is a meaningful and achievable starting point. Store ground flax in the refrigerator to prevent oxidation. Pumpkin seeds, your afternoon snack solution. A small handful of raw or lightly roasted pumpkin seeds, about 1 ounce, makes a perfect afternoon snack. Unlike processed snacks that spike blood sugar, pumpkin seeds provide protein, healthy fat, and magnesium that satisfies hunger and stabilizes energy. They can also be added to salads, mixed into trail mix, stirred into soups, or eaten on their own. Roasting them lightly with a little sea salt and olive oil takes about 15 minutes in the oven and makes them a genuinely enjoyable, crunchy snack. Sunflower seeds, easy to add, easy to enjoy. Sunflower seeds can be eaten as a snack, added to salads, mixed into granola, or blended into homemade nut butters. They have a mild, pleasant flavor that pairs well with almost anything. Even a tablespoon sprinkled over a salad provides meaningful amounts of vitamin E and healthy fats. Choose raw or lightly roasted versions over heavily salted, heavily processed varieties. Sesame seeds, the underrated everyday seed. Sprinkle them over stir-fries, salads, rice, or soups. Use tahini, sesame seed paste, as a spread or dressing base. Add them to homemade bread or crackers. Black sesame seeds, in particular, are considered especially nutrient-dense in traditional wellness practices and have a richer, more complex flavor than white sesame. A simple daily rhythm. Here is what a simple daily seed routine might look like, without disrupting your existing habits. Morning, chia seeds soaked in water or yogurt. Ground flax stirred into oatmeal or a smoothie. Afternoon, a small handful of pumpkin or sunflower seeds as a snack. Evening, sesame seeds sprinkled over dinner. That's it. No complicated protocols, no special equipment, no expensive products, just simple, consistent daily nourishment. The key word, and I cannot say this enough, is consistency. A handful of seeds eaten once a week will not change much. The same seeds eaten every day for 3 months can change a great deal. Mistake number 1, expecting instant results. This is the biggest mistake, and it's completely understandable. We live in a world of instant everything, and that mindset bleeds into how we think about health. But your body did not arrive at its current state overnight. The inflammation that built up over years, the gut bacteria that shifted gradually, the mitochondrial function that declined slowly, these things took time to develop, and they take time to shift. Think of it like watering a plant. If you've had a plant that hasn't been watered properly, the first day you water it, it doesn't suddenly spring back to life. But water it consistently, day after day, and over 2 or 3 weeks, you start to see it revive. Your body is the same. Give it the right inputs consistently, and it will respond. Most people notice the first small changes within 2 to 4 weeks. Improved digestion, better sleep, a little more energy. Deeper changes often become clear after 2 to 3 months. Mistake number 2, over-consuming seeds. More is not better, and this is important. Seeds are concentrated sources of nutrients. A little is beneficial. Too much can cause discomfort. Too much fiber too quickly can cause gas, bloating, and digestive upset, the very symptoms you were trying to improve. Start slowly. If you've never eaten much dietary fiber, begin with 1 teaspoon of chia or flax per day and work up gradually over 2 to 3 weeks. Also be aware that seeds are calorie-dense. A tablespoon of chia seeds contains about 60 calories. A handful of pumpkin seeds is around 150-180 calories. These are healthy calories. But if you're adding large amounts without adjusting the rest of your diet, unwanted calorie accumulation may follow. Mistake number 3, being inconsistent. The pattern I see most often is this. Someone hears about the benefits of chia or flax seeds. They go out and buy them. They use them enthusiastically for a week. Then life gets busy. The seeds sit in the cupboard. Weeks pass. This on and off approach delivers on and off results. The solution is to make seeds part of your existing habits. Attach it to something you already do every day. Put the chia seeds next to the coffee maker. Keep flaxseed meal next to the yogurt. Remove any friction between you and your daily seed routine. Mistake number 4, treating seeds as a substitute for overall lifestyle. Seeds are powerful nutritional support, but they work best as part of a broader commitment to your health. Eating chia seeds every day while continuing to eat large amounts of processed food and sugar will deliver some benefit, but a fraction of what's possible. These seeds are meant to be part of a lifestyle that includes regular movement, adequate hydration, stress management, good sleep habits, and a diet built more around whole foods. Seeds are not a shortcut. They are a part, an important, accessible, powerful part of a complete picture. Let me bring this home for you. Your body is not broken. It is not too old. It is not giving up. It is responding every single day to the inputs it receives, to what you eat, to how you sleep, to how you move, to how you manage stress. And here is the profound truth that I hope you carry with you. Your body is always trying to heal. Always. Even now. Even if you've spent years eating poorly. Even if stress has taken its toll. The moment you begin to give it better support, even small, simple support, it begins to use that support. It begins to move, however, gradually, in the direction of balance. These 5 seeds, chia, flax, pumpkin, sunflower, and sesame, are not magic. They are not medicine. They are food, ancient food, food that humans have eaten for thousands of years because our bodies recognize and use these nutrients deeply. When you give your body the fiber it needs, the good bacteria in your gut thrive. When those bacteria thrive, inflammation decreases, mood improves, immunity strengthens. When you give your cells the omega-3s they need, inflammation decreases further, the brain functions better, the heart is supported. When you give your nervous system the magnesium it needs, muscles relax, stress responses calm down, and sleep deepens. When you provide your cells with antioxidants like vitamin E, they are protected from the daily oxidative damage that accelerates aging. All of this from a small handful of seeds eaten consistently every day. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just requires consistency, a small daily decision. And over time, not overnight, but over time, people describe something remarkable: waking up and actually feeling rested, moving through the day without heavy fatigue, eating without bloating, looking in the mirror and seeing something they hadn't seen in years. Vitality. That is not magic. That is biology. That is what happens when you give a body, at any age, the right support. So start small. Start today. 1 teaspoon, 1 handful, 1 decision, and give your body the chance to show you what it's still capable of. Because the truth is, it's more capable than you think. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, please share it with someone you care about. And if you want to learn more about natural approaches to healthy aging, make sure you subscribe. Take care of yourself. Your body is worth it.